Hi, my name is Spencer Wilding. You might know me from a little small film called Robo. I play Darth Vader. I'm listening to Radio Free Endor. So, hey, guys, if you're listening, turn up the volume, man. Go to the dark side. Woohoo!
Tell you what, Paul, these Ewoks sure can put on a party.
You're damn right. And the Rebels have brought a funfair as well.
Is it bonfire night or Thanksgiving?
I think we missed bonfire night.
Oh, well, in that case, happy Thanksgiving, Paul.
And happy Thanksgiving to all our friends over the pond.
Hey, yeah, you're right. Come on, Paul, let's ride the waltzers.
Cool.
Watch out!
Ow! Who put that box there?
Ooh, it's one of them loot boxes. Open it up, Paul. See what we get.
Okay. It won't open.
Why not?
It's asking for my credit card details.
No way.
Tell you what, let's get some tools.
Good idea. It might take us 20 hours with your grinder, but we will unlock it.
You're damn right.
Live from the forest moon of Endor, Radio Free Endor, Star Wars podcast, bringing you news and reviews from the galaxy far, far away.
Welcome to episode 25 of Radio Free Endor, and wow, can Ewoks put on a massive bonfire party, and with a little help from the Empire, it all ended up in a big bang. Now, with less than 25 days to go to the opening of The Last Jedi, it's all hands to the pumps, and time to go to the galaxy far, far away, unless you want to buy an exclusive loot box with enough star cards to get you there in half the time. I am your host, Jamie, and with me, as always, is my good buddy, Paul.
Hello everyone, how you doing?
You're right, Paul.
Yeah, not too bad, thank you, chap. Not too bad at all.
Good. Now, Paul, hasn't it been quite a busy time for Star Wars? Not only have we had numerous TV spots because it's gearing up to The Last Jedi coming out. We've had TV spots, we've had trailers, and then we've had this massive scandal, you could say, with EA.
Yeah.
And the Star Wars Battlefront. Do you know, I remember ages ago when they said, we're going to get Star Wars Battlefront 2, everyone was like, great! It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Then they said, you're going to get, it's going to be no season pass, great! And you're going to get a single player campaign, great! And then it's all just gone to hell, Paul.
It has, yeah.
It's just turned into a nightmare for them.
It's going to be alright if you want to play the game for about 4,400 hours to unlock the content. Yeah?
Oh my god, yeah. Well, what we'll do is we'll get on to the EA, the shame of EA, a bit later on, because there's absolutely loads of news. We've just got you can see here my paper. There you go, printed it out. We've just took a handful of the stories because there's other stories and there's other podcasts you could probably go to, and they've got them. But what we've got is we'll have to get through it, and there's a lot to get through, Paul.
There is,
there?
yes. There is.
So we'll jump straight over to the news, Paul. That's the best way to start, eh? But let's jump over to the news. Right, we've had the runtimes for The Last Jedi. Now, I know for one that we've bought tickets for the 1 minute past midnight showing, and then all of a sudden, the runtime of it has come down. I'm thinking,
It's going to be a late one.
It's going to be a late one. Right, the running time, apparently, for this one is going to be 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's
long.
Square bums on square seats, definitely, yeah.
That's Lord of the Rings territory there,
it's
isn't
JFK,
it?
isn't it?
Yeah. In comparison, we've got a couple of other running times for the other Star Wars films. Now, The Phantom Menace, Paul, what do you reckon it would be?
The Phantom Menace, well, I know because I've got it right in front of me, to be fair.
That's correct. I've just doink. Yeah, I've sent it to you. Yeah, funny enough, Paul. What is it?
It's not 2 hours, 16 minutes by any chance, is it?
Do you know what, Paul? That's psychic, mate.
Ding, 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 ding,
You're right. You're right.
Where's
2
the
hours,
prize?
16 minutes. Now, looking down there, which one was the quickest one?
Oh,
A New Hope. A New Hope was 2 hours, 1 minute.
Yeah.
And then the next one was Empire Strikes Back at 2 hours, 4 minutes.
Yep.
And then
Return of the Jedi.
Jedi at 2 hours, 11 minutes.
Rogue One.
Yeah, 2 hours, 13.
Force Awakens.
2 hours,
Which
16.
is exactly the same as The Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace, yeah. And then, of course, we've got
Sith, and then Attack
Sith,
of the Clones, yeah.
and then Clones, yeah. 2 hours. So Sith was 2 hours 20, and Attack of the Clones was 2 hours 22 minutes. Now, saying that though, Paul, when we sat through Rogue One, it certainly didn't seem 2 hours.
No, well, it was kind of packed of action, wasn't it? So
It was, yeah, it was. And thinking about it, I've sat through all these films multiple times, and it never seemed like 2 hours over 2 hours. So it's kind of...
I think if you're enjoying it, then it doesn't, does it? Because when it's a good thing, it passes too quick all the time. But it's
But what's going to happen now though, Paul, is because my head knows it's 2 hours 30. I'm going to go, oh God,
it's only half hour left.
hell, man. My blood is filling up.
Yeah.
Ah,
They're gonna have
quick,
a
Paul.
small drink on
Pass
it.
me that bucket. You finished. The cleaners, man, there'd be like buckets of pee everywhere. Hey, look, there's a lot of people. They've left little bottles of iced tea everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, might just have a bit of that.
Oh dear, it's horrible. You can imagine. I mean, this is why all these new trailers keep coming out. They've got plenty of footage, haven't they?
They have got plenty of footage. Yeah.
So,
and funny enough, as we're recording this, only 30 minutes ago, a brand spanking new trailer is just, a TV spot has just dropped, and it's called Heroes. Is it, Paul?
It is, yeah. And I've got got a clip I can play for you, actually, yeah.
Look at that. Hey, look at that. He's on the ball.
Psychic.
Go ahead, Paul. Play it.
Right! Finn! You must have 1,000 questions. Where's Ray?
Something inside me is awake. And I need help.
We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down. I was raised to fight. For the first time, I had something to fight for. Rated PG-13.
Now we see a lot more of Finn in this one, don't we?
Yeah. Paul, I'm going to have to nitpick that TV spot there. Just for me. Right? He goes, I've got 1,000 questions. Where's Ray? Well, that's just one. Right, surprised you go, but that ain't 1,000 questions. That's just one. She's over there, mate.
It'd be a pretty long trailer, wouldn't it? Number 346.
What's this? 1,000 questions?
Yeah.
What? She's over there playing with the bugs. Oh, there you go. There's your answer. What's the other 999? And Finn going, I was born to fight. Actually, wasn't he in sanitation? So actually, he was born to clean the bugs, wasn't it?
And then run away, before he decided to fight,
He's in sanitation. He weren't born to fight. They only put him out there because he thought, let's make up some numbers here. And what did he do? He was like, don't you know? I mean, I think he only shot one shot, and that was nothing. There was a fantastic TV spot actually the other day that came out. And it's called, I think it was called Permission. And one of the best lines is Poe Dameron going over to Princess Leia and going, permission to jump in an X-wing and blow stuff up. And she goes, permission granted. That is a great line. That is a great line. But it's all looking to be really good.
It does look very action-packed. There's some of the ships and stuff, and a lot in these more recent trailers, they're unveiling a few more of the starships and the craft, and they do look really good. Really good CGI.
Yeah, it's going to be a CGI eye fest. That's what it's going to be, isn't it?
CG capital I, yeah.
Yeah, if you look at that scene with the new AT-ATs, what they call now, AT-AMs, or the AT-AMs or something, you actually see some classic AT-ATs walking with them, so it gives you a sense of scale how big they are. Yeah. But also, I say it again every time, what is that Millennium Falcon made of? It just smashes through everything.
Granite.
You know, the next time they have like a Death Star, instead of just flying through it, through a hole, why don't they just go, stick her in warp drive, we'll just go through it.
Roger, Chewie.
Wham! And they'll be like, what the hell was that? I don't know, but it's causing a massive meltdown. We're going to explode. They'll be out the end. They'll go, see you later. We're just going to go onto a beach. Boom. Job done. But it really does look really good. And I get the feeling that something is not right between Luke and Rey. There's
a disconnect somewhere.
Yeah, because some of the scenes, he's on the floor soaking, and she's standing above him with a lightsaber in the rain, you know what I mean? Yeah. He better not die in this one, Paul. He better not die in this one.
Yeah, I mean, with it being The Last Jedi, is that referring to Rey, or is it referring to him? Because obviously there's two Jedis, really, isn't there? What we kind of gather, there's going to be... Yeah. You know, Rey, and then obviously,
you got Luke Skywalker, and you got Rey, which are Jedi's, and so. Now, but is Kylo Ren going to do a bit of flip flopping? Is he going to go, hey, do you know what? I'm going to go on the light side.
But in that new trailer, you do see Finn fighting him, don't you?
No, Finn. No, you see Finn fight Captain Phasma.
Oh, I'm going to say, Captain Phasma, yeah.
Which I'm really surprised they've actually shown that scene, because on an earlier trailer, Paul, you actually see Kylo standing in front of a big window, and what you can see in front of him is like a hangar with all the AT-ATs, TIE fighters, everything, all just hanging there. And then if you see that scene where Finn is fighting Phasma, the same hangar is all on fire. So you think, I wonder if something bad's going to go down on that ship. Yeah, I mean, they put it, and you notice the same thing, because I was looking at doing some freeze framing, and there's plenty of websites out there that do show the frames, blah blah blah, and it is the same place, but of course it's towards the end, near the end, you would say, 2 hours 20 minutes into it, where the whole thing's going kaboom. Yeah. I can't wait, Paul. It's less than 25 days, mate.
Yeah, it'd be, I imagine it's going to be a bit of a grand finale, being obviously it's like the last one of the trilogy.
No, it's not. It's the middle one, Paul.
Middle one. You know what? I'm getting confused. You know all these extra ones that are going out.
It's because it's called The Last Jedi, isn't it? Yeah. Right, no, it's the middle one. You still got episode 9 to come. Yeah. And then, of course, you got the Han Solo film next year. Mm-hmm. And then the following year, you got episode 9. Yeah. Directed by JJ again. Then there's going to be another standalone film. We don't know, but they're either going to do an episode 10, 11, 12. Like they've always said, it's going to be a 4-part trilogy. You know. Yeah. With the announcement, here we go. Segue in here, Paul. Look at that. Yep. So we'll have to turn a page because it is actually missing something here. Right, segueing into that the new trilogy that's just been announced that Rian Johnson is going to be making. A new trilogy. So, are they going to go straight to that, or are they going to go do an episode 10, 11, 12? I personally think they're going to go down straight into a new trilogy, because that way they're not beholden to the trilogy, to the original that George Lucas envisioned. They can go their own way. You know what I mean? They can, and they've said it's a big galaxy. Let's have different stories, different things,
different characters.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Rogue One was it was tied into the original story, but it was a really good film. It was kind of refreshing. Yeah. But what will they do? Will they will they go back in time, or will they go forward run it concurrent to what's happening in the universe, or go back? It'd be interesting. Me personally, if they can capture the spirit and look of Rogue One again, I would do it in that time era. You know what I mean? Back then, classic looking ships, classic looking stormtroopers, because you can't go wrong with that.
No.
Even though I love the design, it's grown on me, of the First Order troopers. Yeah, it's still it's changed like we've changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to go forward, well, if they go forward, it's a whole new era, isn't it? It's totally, they could do anything they want.
Yeah.
If they go back, well, if they're going to be going back to somewhere else in the galaxy, because they've always been going on, the galaxy's really, really big.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean, you could go somewhere and it'll take, you know, you'd never run into the same person twice.
No, that's it.
Because one of the faults of Star Wars is you can go halfway across the galaxy and bump into your neighbour. You think, what the hell? You know what I mean?
It's like going from Leicester to Skegness.
That's right. And they even proved that, didn't they, slightly, when they did Rogue One, because in Rogue One they bumped into Walrus Man. I'm going by the Kenner names here. Yeah. Walrus Man and the guy that lost his arm in the canteen on Jeddah, and you think, how did you get from there to the canteen? Cannon! Cannon! What's going on? Oh my god!
Cameo.
So yeah, so it's all good news, especially with this new trilogy. But Bob Iger, Paul, CEO Bob Iger, he also announced that there's going to be a live-action TV series. Now, George Lucas ages ago said he wanted to do a live-action TV series, but he said it was just too expensive. He was saying it was like £1 million an episode. But when you put it from then till now, that's not bad.
No,
because when you look at Game of Thrones, I bet you that's not short of £1 million. But there was a press statement that Kathleen Kennedy gave out. I think you've got it there, haven't you, Paul?
Yeah. She said that we all loved working with Ryan on The Last Jedi. He's a creative force, and watching him craft The Last Jedi from start to finish was one of the great joys of my career. So Ryan will do amazing things with the blank canvas of this new trilogy. So yeah, it's a nice little nod to him, you know.
I think when it comes to Rian Johnson, right, he's I always remember years ago that he posted real bad tweets about George Lucas. And as soon as he got this job, those tweets disappeared. But, you know, you post anything on the internet and it never truly disappears. Yeah. But this guy knows when to say, I'm yours, and do exactly what Lucasfilm asked him to do. Yeah. And so far, Lucasfilm directors, they've been coming in and going out faster than anything.
That's right.
And, you know, there was that, of course, Josh Trank that got sacked, Lloyd and Miller got sacked, and, of course, Colin Trevorrow got recently sacked. And they often say, you know, with Gareth Edwards, they reckon he only directed, 60% of Rogue One because they brought somebody else in. Now, he could have quite easily gone, that's not right, I'm standing my ground, and they would have gone, bye, out the door, and then it would have been this whole, it was, you know, creative differences, and this other guy, and then we would still get the same film. But because Gareth Edwards says, I'll do anything you say, they've gone, well done, Gareth Edwards, you know what I mean? So the whole film was by him, and he's going around going, where you could quite obviously, it's, you know what I mean? For how much you've seen in them trailers, you know, and what kid, you know, you often hear this kind of thing with bosses, don't you, Paul? Yeah. You know what I mean? They tell you one thing, but really you think, are you think we are thick?
Yeah.
We're not thick. Just tell us the truth. We can take it, you know what I mean? Just tell us the truth, you know? We can take it.
You can't handle the truth.
You can't. If they came out and said, oh, by the way, the Rogue One you've just seen is actually directed by somebody else, but Gareth Edwards did a fantastic job, we'll all go, great. No problem. You know what I mean? But
accreditation. But I can imagine that their HR department is like getting a bit wary of doing NDAs, you know, non-disclosure agreements after sacking all these people.
I'd love to see one.
I would love to see one. All the secrets that they've had to kind of keep away from everyone. So,
Oh my God, yeah. Well, the other thing about this TV series that's coming, that's going to be coming, is that Disney are starting up their own streaming channel, Paul.
Yeah.
And they're taking everything off of Netflix.
Yeah.
Which is great because you'll have everything all in one go. So you'll have all the Marvel TV series like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Once Upon a Time, and of course Star Wars and Clone Wars when that comes back, and Rebels.
Yeah.
So it'll all be in one place, of course, the films as well. I'd like to see what the subscription is going to be because I've got a Netflix account and I like my Netflix.
Yeah.
But it's kind of exciting that they're willing to go straight. They've announced it, so they're going to be doing it. And according to this little printout, they're going to do the spin-offs from Monster Inc. and High School Musical. God, I love that film. Love that film.
What, High School Musical?
Yeah, parts 1, 2. They were ace. I totally love them. I hope they do more of them, actually. You know what I mean? I really do. Yeah, I mean, but of course, it's a as yet untitled service, which is going to be launching in 2019.
I'm really hoping it doesn't cost like as much as Netflix, because when you think about it, you're not going to have the library of stuff that Netflix is, and the variety of stuff, should we say, that Netflix is going to have. Especially if unless Disney actually go away and then they have subsidies of different companies joining their service. But knowing Disney, it's the money machine. You're going to be paying the premium. But I understand that it shouldn't be as much as Netflix, because it's not going to have as much stuff on there, and it's not going to be as varied as what Netflix is. So we shall see. We shall see.
And with other news about what Bob Iger has plans, is there was this thing that came over the internet this week. Disney are on talks about buying 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
How big can Disney get? They're like Pac-Man. They're just coming out eating everything.
I can't remember if I've seen somewhere that there was an intervention against it because it would basically monopolise, that area of film and industry. So we're yet to see. I believe there's a stipulation they've got to do something first in order to acquire that. But I think I heard as well that it might not be going through anyway. I think they're in talks with somebody else as well. So 20th Century.
Sony Pictures
That's right.
are now looking into buying Fox. It'd be interesting. I never knew that 20th Century Fox were in a position to want to be selling their stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it does come into line that it is go up for sale, you're going to have the likes of Sony, you're going to have the likes of Paramount Pictures, and of course Disney that will want to get in. But what I can see why Disney want to get into it, for the simple fact is 20th Century Fox owns various Marvel properties.
Yeah. Right?
So if Disney can buy 20th Century Fox, that means they've got their properties back. Can you imagine the Marvel universe if they got X-Men back? My God, you know what I mean? At the moment, Disney own Marvel Inhumans. They're dead similar to the X-Men, but they're not as good as the X-Men. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's the B rotor. As far as I know, for a film company to keep the rights, especially with the X-Men franchise, they've got to produce a film every 4 years. That's why with Sony, you've had so many reboots of Spider-Man. Yeah. Because they've got to make one. If they don't make one, then the rights will automatically jump back to Disney, Marvel.
I didn't know that.
Right. So it's interesting news.
I'm wondering obviously if Sony want a piece of the pie, because obviously they would have the rights to make games as well. Then you see.
Oh God, yeah.
And that's really Sony's major platforms is gaming, TVs, and video. That is basically it. I mean, all music-wise, Sony's kind of not the big powerhouse like it used to be.
No, not at all.
For records and stuff. So it could have been a case of that, buying it out to try and have the franchises for their own home consoles, because they're making an absolute killing at the minute with 65 or 66 million PlayStation 4 sold up to now. So that's a massive audience to reach.
It is, yeah.
And another thing, if Disney do buy it, they're just going to keep pumping out films like every other month. They've got that many fingers in that many pies, and you know what they're like, even with their animated series and their original films, that they just keep pumping them out, repackaging them, and just keep pumping them out.
Yes, they do. Yeah, it is. Now, Paul, I've covered most of my bits of news about that, apart from one thing, and that's the EA debacle with Battlefront. So before we dive into that, Paul, I think what we'll have is a musical break, or play another TV spot, and then we'll come back after it.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
darkness. And something else. It's calling me.
Resist it, Ray.
Rated PG-13.
Darkness rises, and light to meet it.
Permission to jump in her next wing and blow something up?
Permission granted.
Come on!
We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Ending scenes that may be too intense
Well,
for younger.
Darkness Rises. That's a great little TV spot. That is. Paul.
Yeah.
Permission to blow stuff up. Yeah, granted.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun film.
Funny enough, Darkness Rises. Sounds like an EA company. That does.
Yeah. Well,
No.
well, for the the kickback of the game, it's more like falling rather than rises. To be fair.
Yes. Now, it's got out slightly out of hand with this, isn't it, Paul? When you think about it, right? So Star Wars Battlefront 2, now, been on to a couple of other podcasts, and they're sort of diving into it, but not as much. So we'll try and break it down.
Yeah.
This seems to be making headlines.
Yes, it
right?
does,
It does.
definitely.
Now, when you think about it, Paul, a Star Wars Battlefront 2 game, it should be just a game, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's something that you buy, something that you play, something
Yeah.
that you share with your mates and think, hey, this is ace. But it
Yeah.
seems that EA have turned it into something really, really vile in the mouth. Like you said, I actually pre-ordered it ages ago, and it came out today, this morning, and I've not picked it up. And to be fair, I am not going to pick it up. And when I do pick it up, I'm going to be picking it up second hand, because I do not want to give EA my money, full stop. And by looking at eBay, there's already people selling, for about £35 to £40.
Yeah.
Now, let's see how this works out now. So, EA have produced this fantastic... To be fair, it
looks awesome.
Absolutely phenomenal. And Angry Joe did an interview with a guy from DICE, and he seemed quite genuine. Perhaps he is kind of been told what to say. It wouldn't surprise me. At the end of the day, they've got... It's a business. Yeah, we understand that. But surely, in a business, do a game, you sell it, people buy it. That's your business, isn't it? Is it like buying, if you sell a mug, do I have to pay extra to get it filled? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
That's absolutely correct. Yeah.
This game, they started sticking in I hate this, microtransactions.
Yeah.
Now, in Battlefront 1, they did it with, what was the microtransaction? I can't remember. No, there wasn't, because I didn't buy in it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Right? But there was a season pass. I've already got into the concept that I've got to buy a season pass. I hated it at the beginning, but everybody did it, so you just had to do it. Yeah. Unless you waited a year and bought a Game of the Year edition. You get it. Yeah. When they announced that Battlefront 2 was not going to have a season pass, that every player was going to get the same opportunity to play the same maps at the same time, great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're all going to be sunk in the world of Star Wars as one. But, of course, EA, being the way they are, it's all about the money. Yeah. And they stuck in these really crappy microtransactions. So you would have to upgrade your star cards. There was already people who had already paid like $100 and managed to get Boba Fett to his maximum. And every time he flies, he's invincible.
Yeah.
Right? So he just kills everybody. He lands, recharges, jumps up, kills everyone, jumps down. I was watching some guy, and he must have had over 200 kills straight away. And I was thinking, bloody hell, I can't even get one off. So I can... And Paul, you know what it's like. Remember when we played Battlefront 1? And, it was me, you, there was Darren and your brother. We're all online. And Darren would go, I'm dead. And you go, I'm dead. And I go, I'm dead.
That was the conversation.
Yeah, I'm dead. But that's because people get better weapons than you. So you think, I've got to buy that better weapon. But when it comes down to, EA say, you could just work through the game and get it natural and progressive. Well,
if you're not got a life, that is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, how many hours will it take to unlock all the base game content in Star Wars Battlefront 2, let me just work this out, 4,528 hours. Right, now if I want... That's a lot, right? Now, if I want to spend the money, yeah, okay, you bought me. I bought the game for $60 or £60. I'll spend the money to upgrade. I'll just get a bank loan for $2,100 to upgrade my base cards alone. That's just my base cards.
Wow.
That is staggering, right? And then they said, about... it was going to take 40 hours of gameplay for you to grind through to get the crystals or whatever it is to buy Darth Vader. Yeah, that's 40 hours that you've got to work through to get Darth Vader. But that means you can't buy any weapons, any cards, anything. You've got to save that cash.
And you've got to be good at the game to get the rewards. Yeah.
It'd be going out the window faster than I can throw it. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be getting so annoyed with it.
They've limited the amount of credits that you can win. They've limited that per day.
Yeah, they dropped it, didn't they? From like 10,000 to 6,000 or something.
Something
wasn't
like
it?
that. Yeah. So you can only you'll get like a message saying, "No, you cannot earn any more credits for the next like 9.5 hours."
Yeah.
Or something, something ridiculous like that. So yeah, they have balked it at every single opportunity to like nickel and dime people. And I mean, to be fair, the game should really have Ladbrokes on the front of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ladbrokes for our US listeners is a gambling establishment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is,
you brought it up, Paul. Gambling.
You're not guaranteed to get what you're paying for.
Yeah, and
from what I understand, anyway.
I can see adults going into debt to do it.
Yeah.
Because it is gambling, isn't it?
I mean, the only good thing that's really come out of there's been a massive community backlash against it, and there's this massive. I mean, there was a forum on Reddit which it had like a minus. How many K were it minus?
680K down votes.
Yeah, minus. Yeah,
it's the most, isn't it? It's the most.
Yeah,
downvoted ever.
The most negatively posted thing. So. The power of the gamer is basically forced in EA at the moment temporarily to remove all of the purchasing from the game.
Yeah.
So
not remove, Paul.
Well,
and it's temporary, isn't it?
Temporary.
They've ceased it, haven't they? They've said no, you can't buy temporary. Now, what we would like them to say is, we've removed it. We've removed it.
Yeah.
But considering the EA stock has dropped 3% as well, so it's hitting them big time in the money.
For one game, that's a lot,
Yeah, and hold on. This ain't just your run-of-the-mill title, that you can just cast away in the bargain bin. This is Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is Disney. You know what I mean? I would not want Disney knocking my door down.
No.
And apparently, Disney CEO, Bob Iger, has spoke with EA CEO Andrew Wilson earlier.
And that's what made them release a statement saying that they was going to put it on the hold.
That was on the eve of today, wasn't it? That was literally the last moment.
I think as well that they must have seen the cancellation of pre-orders which were going through and thought, wow, this is going to flop.
Yeah.
Quite rightly so. And I mean, the problem I have with EA as well is that now it's even bleeding through to their different games. So this seems like it's going to be a footprint for what EA are doing. You've got the new Need for Speed. That's got loot crates and star cards in it, basically. The same basic idea, and it's ridiculous. EA, in my estimation, they weren't really a brilliant company in my estimation anyway. But now they're just like they've got 2 feet to kick themselves in the backside. You know what I mean? They're just trying to. It's ridiculous.
The thing is, you're dead right about Need for Speed, and that's a cracking game.
Yeah.
Not a lot is being said about the Star Cars, but it's the same price.
That's right.
But it's not Star Wars, is it, Paul?
No,
it's
that's
not
right.
Star
No.
Wars.
Yeah.
You could bet your bottom dollar if there'd be a bit of a kick up if it was a FIFA game.
Yeah,
and
you got to buy your outfits
and at the moment they are absolutely raping the customers with FIFA, and we have heard, haven't we, Paul, about Visceral Games that EA have said to Visceral Games, well, this ain't like FIFA Elite game, how can we make money off this? Hold on, it's a single player experience, mate. People love this kind of thing. This is what is the backbone of gaming. Look at Uncharted and The Last of Us. You know what I mean? It's like, well, And they're like, nah, mate, get rid. Simple as that.
Yeah, this is what happened, like I say, with them with this previous Star Wars game which got canned because it was a single player. It didn't suit their
financial market.
Their financial market,
yeah. It's not going to make us money.
We couldn't rip them up. We couldn't rip people off, basically.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
You could just sit, can't you, Paul? They're all sitting around that table and they're saying, right, okay, fair enough. You've produced this absolutely fantastically stunning game, and once people have completed that story, then what happens? They put it on the shelf. Yeah, and that's where it goes wrong. We want them to not put it on the shelf. We want them to keep it in the drive, playing and playing and playing, and then get to a point where, oh, let's buy this. Yeah, then they can play some more, play some more. That's their mentality.
Playing to people's addictive traits that people have, and it's not going to be really nice for people that do suffer with like OCD and it's really targeting. I mean, people like me and you got your head screwed on. You think, no, that's a rip off. I'm not even going to bother with that.
That's correct.
But some people don't think like that. Gamblers, but it's
shocking. It's proper shocking. But it's Star Wars. You know what I mean? It's really putting a real bad.
Well, it's putting a bad name. It's putting a bad name to Disney as well.
Yeah, it is.
And I know Disney are like they're a money making machine as well. But Disney are more of a one-off payment. It's like you buy DVD. It's probably the dearest DVDs you probably can buy. I think are Disney DVDs, aren't they? At the time of press,
they're
like £13, some £13 maybe in the UK,
something like that. Because I know that like 3D, your 3D Blu-rays are £25 to £30. You know what I mean? It's rough. It's like. But
I think they are dearer than any other company like Fox or whatever that releases DVDs, and I do kind of. I mean, I may be wrong. I may be totally wrong, but from what I experienced that Disney ones are dearer than anything else. If you go and pick a new DVD up from the shop, which isn't a Disney one, it's a tenner. If it's Disney, it's always 12-13 quid.
Yeah. To be fair, I want this Battlefront 2. I really do, but me payment I put down was for the deluxe edition, which was near on 80 quid. But I thought I was getting the season pass. Then when I found out, all I'm getting is 4 upgraded characters. Hold on. For 80 quid, when I could just buy the £49 version and then do a bit of grinding. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been gut punched. You know what I mean? And it's because I am a Star Wars fan. And these companies know that you're going to pay it. A Star Wars fan, he'll pay it. Same like a Star Trek fan, they'll pay it. Whatever price, we'll stick it in. Yeah. If it's got Star Wars on, stick an extra £100 on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. At least if I'm buying a fake, I know I'm going to get it cheaper. Do you know what I mean? It makes me so angry with EA. It really does in that. And I like games. I love playing Star Wars games, being in it. And as to all the accounts and all the previews and I played the beta. You played the beta.
Yeah.
And I've seen some reviews of it. It sounds, feels, it puts you, better than any game. It's there.
It's got the feel of the areas that you're in. It has got that placement, the grounding of it. But the only thing that I would have said is when you was killed, you had to wait to get back in.
Yeah.
Whether that was a beta thing or whether it is part of the full game and that's how it's going to be. Well, obviously Battlefield 1, you died, you was banged straight back in.
Yes, yeah.
With this one, you're having to wait 10 seconds or something before you get back in on
with
the beta.
With the Call of Duty games, you're back in. You know what I mean? You ain't got to wait for a squad, you're back in. Yeah. Now, this pay to win. Why does it have to be a pay to win scenario on these games, Paul? Why?
Yeah. It just makes it more difficult for the people that are starting up from the bottom, and I just hope that if they are carrying on along this train of thought that they're doing, that if you do start out as a low character, it pairs you with low people. It doesn't give you too hard people to fight against, because you've got no chance.
Yeah,
you need to be kind of playing with the same people at the same level or with the same cards. Just you've got a fair chance to level up and everything else.
Yeah.
I'm not brilliant at multi. I mean, I think if I brought the game, it would be for the single player campaign. But apparently, it's not that long, from what I understand. I think it's 4 or 5 hours. So it's a bit of a it's a lot of money to sink in a game for 4 or 5 hours. It's an awful lot.
When we think about this now, Paul, now with EA temporarily pulling back on their system, saying that it's temporary, and you could bet at some point they will slowly creep back in. They're bound to when it sort of blows over, because at the moment everyone's going around going, we've won. No, we ain't.
No.
Let's continue the battle and kick them where it hurts, in the pocket, right? Because they will slowly slip it in. It will be like the creeping death coming underneath your door. It'll be the monster underneath your bed, ready to reach out and grab your wallet. Well, I love that, $20. Thanks a lot. Here's a loot crate for you off it, right? But saying that, on the flip side of it, it is a bit of a victory, because we've hurt them. This has hurt them. You know what I mean? I would not have liked to have woke up to a call from Bob Iger, unless he was saying, you've won tickets to the next premiere of Star Wars. Can you just imagine that phone call? What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on down there?
I seriously do think, though, obviously, because they've put the anchors out for it, if they basically do get people to buy the product, and people will, and if they do creep the prices back in and bring it back to where it was, that in my eyes will totally change the way that people would buy their games going forward. It's not just about one game; it's about the game and all their future games. So, they've got to listen.
When you think about it, Paul, you've got an iPad. We've got multiple systems that we could play different games on. Yeah. This kind of thing is a free-to-play game.
It's a free-to-play model, yeah, definitely.
I've got no problem with logging onto my PlayStation and saying, by the way, here's Star Wars Battlefront 2 for free, but it will include microtransactions. Not a problem there. Form straight down, let's get playing, and I will be happily sink a bit of money in, because I've not just spent £80 just buying that physical copy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you look at it, it's a kick in the teeth when you look at it on the PlayStation Store. You can buy it digitally. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when it comes down to, the journalists are saying 2017, the year of the loot box, and people like EA and Warner Brothers are blaming Activision and Blizzard for Overwatch because they started it. Don't blame us, blame them. We're just carrying it on.
Yeah, that's right. You see something nasty and you keep doing it.
Yeah.
Two wrongs don't make a right, do they?
That's right. You're dead right. Now, to be fair, if I do, when eventually I do pick up Battlefront 2, because I will eventually. Yeah. Like I say, we'll be second hand. I ain't going to put a penny into it. And I will just play it, get frustrated, and it'll be sitting on my shelf.
Yeah.
Then I will be happily get out Uncharted or another game, or Last of Us, and play, or Assassin's Creed, and play them. You know what I mean? I'd be quite happy.
Yeah. EA.
Well, what can we say? It'll only get better.
From
as it goes
here on in, it should do.
It should do. But like I say,
there's a lot to say about the power of the wallet, definitely.
Oh my God, yeah. And
at the end of the day, they don't do it for us. We pay them.
Yeah, we do.
It's, and that's the way it is.
Right, there's. Let's get off EA. Let's get on to something quite positive now.
Hello, my name is Anton Lesser, and you're listening to Radio Free Endor.
Now, today I've noticed on YouTube, and I sent you the link to it, Paul.
Yeah.
There's a new bit of footage on the new Star Tours ride. Yes. And basically, it's from The Last Jedi. I think it's the planet Crate. I think it's where you see the skimmers going over the surface, and it's producing that red dust.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to StarWars.com, you actually see Mark Hamill on Star Tours, and he actually pops up on the ride, and everyone's going, yeah, like this, right? But I also looked at this other video by this guy called Leo Camacho, Camacho. Sorry, mate, you've got a weird name. Can't pronounce it. Leo, right? And he starts, it's about 7 minutes long, and he starts off that he's been tipped off by Disney to turn up to go on the ride, and he's filming it from his point of view. And it's about 4 minutes into his video, and then you see Mark Hamill come on and do a wave, and he does a selfie, and he goes, oh, may the force be with you, and he says all this stuff. And then afterwards they go to do a little bit of a press to be interviewed. Now, if you go to the StarWars.com, version, they've got the video, and he comes on, and the guy goes, "Oh, we seem to have an empty seat here." And Mark Hamill comes on, and everyone's going crazy. And now I've watched that 3 times, and Mark Hamill didn't do that just the once. No. He actually did it 4 or 5 times to 4 or 5 different people, because where this guy is sitting in his video, all of a sudden he ain't sitting there, then he is, then he ain't, then he is, then he ain't, then he is, then he... and it goes on like that.
So you can see what Mark Hamill says, and it is different in both clips.
Yeah,
so,
it is, yeah.
So
but it does end up where he goes, right, sits down and goes, "Oh, one thing, may the force be with you." And everyone goes, "Oh my God, Luke Skywalker just said, may the force be with you." Yeah, he's just said it 8 times to the other 8 people to Rise he's been on. I bet Mark Hamill's thinking, God damn, I can't wait for this press.
Just made a day of it, that's all.
He did. And to be fair, though, I would kill to be there for it to come on. I'll be like, "Yeah, Mark, Mark, give me your autograph. I haven't got £120, but please give me for free." I mean, but it's really, it is fantastic, and the smiles and everyone, it's just brilliant. And if you go to the StarWars.com version of Mark Hamill on Star Tours, there's this fantastic bit, and there's a girl. She looks like she's got Down syndrome. Paul, and obviously a big Star Wars, and she's like,
ecstatic,
boom, and that is just fantastic. You know what I mean? Mark, to be fair, I'll be like that if I met Mark Hamill. Oh my God, you know what I mean? But what a great guy, you know what I mean? It is a great video. In fact, what I'll do, Paul, is I'll show, because it's not that long, the original. I'll grab it and I'll put it in right here.
Cool.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we're missing someone. Do you know what? The captain did mention something about a special passenger. Oh, and the force is strong with this one. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Hamill.
Do we have any Star Wars fans here today?
Mark Hamill just went on Star Tours with us.
He just met Luke Skywalker.
The first time I came here, I was a little kid, and I used to daydream about someday working at Disneyland. And today, I achieved that goal. Yes!
Luke Skywalker, he's standing right in front of me. I was like,
I'm gonna ride with you.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
This is my dream come true!
Oh, and I almost forgot.
What?
May the force be with you.
Thank you.
That's brilliant. I wish I was on that Star Tours ride. I really would. I really do.
Yeah.
That's just brilliant. Now, Paul, I've sort of been putting it off, but it's time to put it out there. In November, I went to see Spencer Wilding at Ultracon. Yeah. Now, we usually have our Ultracon coverage in October in our Halloween one, but it was so action-packed, we didn't have time, so I had to cut it out. But I'm going to put it in here. So I recorded his interview that he did, and I asked a couple of questions, and I'll try and cut it down a little bit, because it was about half an hour long. But it was quite good. He's a great guy, and at the moment he's over in America doing a couple of conventions. And hopefully with the announcement of some new TV shows and a new spin-off, wherever they're going, we might have Darth Vader back in them. We never know.
You never know.
So we'll whip over to that and listen to Spencer, and then we'll come back and have the end of the show.
Cool.
I'd like to welcome on stage Mr. Spencer Wilding.
Is everybody having a good day at Ultracon today? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Use the force.
You are the embodiment of Darth Vader nowadays. You've definitely switched over to the dark side, Sven.
Certainly have. It's a great feeling. Don't do it, kids.
You've been around a lot of years now, Spencer. You're not new to the scene anymore. There's a massive list of movies you've been in nowadays. Have you counted?
I think it's around the 40 mark.
40 movies.
Getting there.
You've done a lot of creature acting, obviously because of your size and your build. But you've got the movies as well. So, when it comes to the creature acting, when it comes to the makeup and the likes, how do you actually, get into the role of your character? Is it a method sort of thing, or do you get in the mindset of your character?
Yeah, I get into the character, like the werewolf. People go, well, how does a werewolf move? You know what I mean? And what I said, he howls at the moon, he runs around, gets the teeth out, tries to bite everybody's head off. You just get into that one. You know what I mean? It's one of them. You know what I mean? So it really takes over my body, the presence, and the movement comes into it as well. And if the director wants a different movement with you, or different, give you a different direction, that's what happens. Then, you put your bit in there, and everybody else puts their bit into you as well. So it's pretty cool.
So you find that most characters come naturally then? You don't actually have to try and get in the mindset of, what were the characters you played?
Strange with me, it just comes to me like that. Do you know what I mean? And when you've got the costume on as well, I work with all the top team creature people, all the makeup artists, so that when they actually put this makeup on you, it really puts you into the character. So when the presence comes, it's proper scary. I've scared a lot of people on set, and it's good fun. So,
going with the characters you've done, the main prison guard, Guardians of the Galaxy. We all seen Guardians of the Galaxy? We all remember the prison guard that stole the Walkman. This man did it. It was this man,
the big blue beep, as they call him. The kids in here can't say that word, right? But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy is quite an interesting one for me in the beginning, because that one there was very, very, very secretive, and that was the first time really I had to sign a confidentiality act as soon as I got the job, straight away, because these films are getting so huge. I suppose other films don't pitch their ideas or something, maybe, I don't know. But when I got that role, they wouldn't pass me the script. They just give me my scene, and I thought, it's a 1 minute scene. It's really quick. It's not going to be all right. But when I went to the premiere with my mum and my kids, and I said, listen, this is only a 1 minute scene. It's going to be a bit boring. This, some guy called Star Wars, and I nick his Walkman, and he comes back for it, whacks me over the head. It's going to be a bit boring. Oh, you're all right, son. It's all right. You'll be all right. It's only a minute. You'll be all right. All right, Mum. All right. So when the opening scene, when all of a sudden I see the Walkman, it's a very sad scene. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be a really good film, isn't it? That's the Walkman I nicked there, And then all of a sudden this wasn't going to be a big scene. It just turned into a huge scene, and it's a very emotional scene, and it connected with a lot of families in and out of the films. So it was a powerful scene, that opening scene.
So not just the scene, what about the Blu-ray extras? Has anybody seen in the Blu-ray extras Guardians of the Galaxy? Have you seen Spencer dancing?
Well, enjoying yourselves out there, aren't you? Yeah! Just checking. Oh, that dance come about?
Dancing, sticking on stage?
Well, it was the last half an hour of the day before they went to overtime. When a production that size goes to overtime, you're talking a lot of money, right? So they were trying to, the director, Mr. James Gunn, come up to me and goes, Spen, we want to do this little scene, it's like half an hour, we might get it, we might not. Okay, what do you want? Because what we want you to do, because the prison you see in the film, Guardians of the Galaxy, that is a real set. It's huge, it's like nearly the size of this huge stage. And he goes, what we want you to do, we want you to, it's the first time you've heard music, we want you to dance through the prison and be really mean with that prisoner over there. Well, yeah, I can do that, sound. So, they go, do you want the music playing for the Walkman? I said, yeah. But we're going to play on the set as well. I said, brilliant, great. So I got into it. We did our thing from about there to there, 3 more times, to the wall. And I thought, okay, I did that all right. And then I thought it was a bit quiet, and then everybody laughed their heads off. I thought, oh, great, because everybody laughs at me when I dance anyway. So it was one of them. I'm a big guy, and I looked like there was a car crash on the floor or something. A happy one though, then we got out of it. So that was real good. And you've got to dig a hole there, great. Oh. So yeah. So they said, brilliant, Spen, but that was really good, but it was too good. Could you dance like an alien? I went, yeah, I can dance like an alien, no problem. You've employed an alien, you've got one. So I just took the beats. It's really funny. It's on the Blu-ray, special features, extra scenes, deleted scenes. It's a really, really funny scene. So I'm not trying to get you to go buy the Blu-ray, but maybe I am. So, but you can go watch it, it's great. It's about 20 seconds, but it's some deleted scenes. It's funny.
I think it's on YouTube as well if you want to save a couple of quid. So, you've done a few other massive superhero movies. Batman Begins was, when we first met, was a film that I wasn't actually aware you were in. But when I look at it carefully, it's such a cool part. Talk us through that part of Batman Begins.
So, it was a Batman film, Batman Begins. It was my second film. I just finished on Harry Potter. I'm getting to work on a Batman. So they kept on telling me stop smiling on set all the time and was like that. So, but there's a scene, have you all seen Batman Begins? It's a good, really good Batman, right? So there's a scene when Ra's al Ghul, right, is in Bruce Wayne's 30th birthday party, and then Bruce Wayne realizes that Ra's al Ghul is still alive, so he starts ripping into all his guests.
Spoiler alert, by the way, so put your fingers in your ears if you don't want it spoiled, but carry on.
Well, it's been out for ages.
No, but you know,
not a spoiler alert.
I'm just...
Oh, you mean if any P's and Q's come out?
Just looking after the fans.
No P's and Q's come out, mate. But anyway, so there's a scene, so the League of Shadows are in his birthday party. He starts freaking out because he realizes we're going to kill him in a minute, or we're going to try and kill him in a minute. So Bruce Wayne's manor is going to get burnt down. I was the guy that burns down Bruce Wayne's manor, and coming out of the manor, I catch an Uzi. That's that, keep it all in. Yeah, that was my second role out of 40. It was a good buzz, because it was Batman Begins, and I got to watch Batman do his things, and I got to burn down his house. Pretty cool.
If you watch the scene where Ra's al Ghul and Bruce Wayne are walking through Wayne Manor, there's a thug just behind them. That's Spencer. He looks so cool, just walking behind him.
Yeah, I looked a little bit younger and sharper than him. Well, it was a while back, about 12 years ago now.
Yeah, especially a bit younger and sharper then. Now you're still working on stuff, but with landing the role of Darth Vader in Rogue One, I bet you've had a hell of a year. What's it been like this year?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, it's been really good. When I landed the role, it was really interesting because they wouldn't tell us the character's name. They were giving us the dialogues and scenes for the audition, but his name was like, you know, John or something. So they didn't want to release it was Vader was there.
John Vader?
Yeah, no, not John Vader. But I had a feeling it was Vader. I had a feeling. You know why? Because every time he did a line, he went at the end of it. I'm just checking. No, are you listening, you guys? I thought I was really funny. Alright, let's say it again. Right. I could tell it was Darth Vader because at the end of the line, he was going. Get there.
Come on,
you're warming up nicely now.
Don't encourage him. You're a big man on the concert, you're a big man everywhere. Fans absolutely love you. Where have you been this year?
Well, I've been in America. I must have flown 100 times this year. It's been absolutely crazy busy. But the world's a big place and I love meeting the kids. I've been over to Australia, America, I do a lot of charity work. So I like it. It's about the kids for me. I'm not bothered about the adults. I love you guys, but it's all about the kids. Keeping them right, keep them grown up and showing them to try and encourage them to follow their dreams and do well in school. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. And I've done a lot of the Doctor Who's, the Game of Thrones, I've done a lot of characters. And I'm enjoying the ride, but if it stops today, then thank you very much. You know what I mean?
But it's not going to stop today, is it? You're still working on a lot of projects.
I am. And that's as far as it goes. Sorry, man, don't take over.
Every time I try and tease a little bit out of him, I can't get anywhere. Right. One thing I can't get out of you that you wouldn't tell me.
Yeah.
This picture of you as an orc is popping out at the moment all over this. What was that?
Right, yeah. Well, about 7 or 8 months ago, I did a video game, and it's called Shadow of War, Friend or Foe, and it's a Warner Bros. It's huge, it's massive. I'm surprised how many hits it had. It had more hits than Vader in that week. You know, it's like one of the scenes I did on YouTube. Hit in 3 days, 1.5 million times. I was like, what? So, yeah, I can't wait to buy the game and go and play with myself all night. It's really brilliant.
So you're also working a lot with an anti-bullying organisation. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I live in a small town called Rill in North Wales. There's an anti-bullying scheme called I Spy there, and like I say, I'm all for the kids, and I'm the patron of anti-bullying, and there's trained staff in schools and in shops If anybody's getting bullied, they can run into the shop and be looked after. And I'm sure the face of that, and I'm big into that, and I think all parents out there are, right? Thank God for that. Yay! Come on, let's do it again. Do you want your kids to get bullied? What are we going to do to the bullies? Eat them up! No, we might not eat them. They might have problems themselves, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's a good thing. Bullying, we're never going to stop it, but we can sort of help it not carry on, or just help the kids, you know, because things go on. And sometimes the kids take these things back home, and sometimes parents don't listen. You know what I mean? Because, I'm getting picked on in school, all right, yeah, you're right. Well, sometimes you don't, we've got busy things going on. But it's really important to look into the kids' eyes sometimes, because they might go into the room and not come out ever again. So that does happen, so we've got to be on it, you know what I mean? So if you can help out with that, do it.
Right, anyone got any questions for Big Spen? Let's see some hands. Yep, this young chap here.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
You want me to come to you?
You can do.
There you go.
Lots of wire.
Right.
Do you know when you got your lines for Darth Vader, were they the same lines as what are in the film?
Different lines.
Can you remember what they were?
I might do.
Can you say them?
Oh, I get told off for this. I might get told off for this. Okay. There's a scene with me and Krennic when I walk through the steam. There's a moment there. It's like a minute. They give me an additional dialogue because it's always going to be the James Earl Jones, the man. But there was a scene, so all close your eyes, see if you can feel the character that came through to me. Right? But you've got to be dead quiet. They can't hear us over there. Okay, there's a scene where I go, so I come up to him and I go,
don't be too sure that the Emperor is as impressed with you as you are with yourself, Director. Reckless ambition is not a quality in miles, but your efforts will still be rewarded.
that's me, never going to work again.
The embodiment of Darth Vader. Who's next, Spen? Go and find someone.
Alright, who's next? Come on. Is there any kids out there want to answer a question? That girl over there with the ears that looks like a cat. I see your hand going up there. Don't be shy. Anybody? Yes.
Were you on set when Christian Bale had his meltdown?
No. My scenes, I don't even know about my meltdown. And I wouldn't talk about it anyway. Maybe he was having a bad day.
I was hoping you'd spill some gossip.
No, I wouldn't do that. Why would you do that?
Thank you.
Is that it? Oh. Well, excited then.
Very professional. Who's next? Is this Batman holding his hand up down here? A little Batman down there.
Oh, Batman!
That kid.
What was your favourite acting?
What, my favourite character? Well, I love playing monsters. So, there was a few monsters out there that I really liked. I love playing the Wolfman in the Wolfman, that was pretty cool, right? And then there's the monsters like the Minotaur and the Ice Warrior, the Wooden King, Doctor Who. And then there was the White Walker in Game of Thrones, he was pretty cool. But then, because I was a martial artist, right, and I used to really like beating people up in the ring and throwing some kicks about, because I was really good at spinny kicks and things like that. I'll demonstrate on Lee in a minute. And so there was a film called Green Street that you haven't watched yet, but when you get bigger, Mummy and Daddy will show you Green Street, right? And it's called Green Street 3, Never Back Down. I'm the head of Millwall. And he talked like that, social facing. He sort of that, wasn't very nice. But that was a brilliant question. Everybody give him a hand. Woo! That's me, never going to work again.
Come on, let's have a couple more. Another question. Got a hand there?
How old were you when you started acting?
Great question. I was 32 years old. 32.
Fantastic. Let's have one more question for Spencer. We've got a lot of hands.
Hello.
Hello. If you could be in anything you could, what would you be in?
Well, at the moment, I've done the DC films and I've done the Marvels, right? Have you anybody seen Green Lantern? Well, I'm Kilowog in Green Lantern. Yeah, that's me.
Welcome to Ring 111.
That guy, right? But I was in Victor Frankenstein with Daniel Radcliffe, right? I played the strongman in the circus, and I played Prometheus, who's Frankenstein's monster, and I played the Wolfman. So they need to get the Mummy down now and Dracula and them away, right?
Tick them all off. Wish list.
Yeah, I nearly got to play the Hulk. I got really, really close to playing him because they know I can climb up buildings and catch planes. No CGI there. Do you know what I mean? So it was like that. But yeah, great question.
Thank you very much. Well, Spencer,
is that me done?
It's been a pleasure.
The Giant Hulk, kids, you have fun today. Listen to Mum and Dad. Don't talk to any strangers.
Including Spencer.
And be careful across the road. Yeah, I love you all. See you later.
Round of applause, please, Spencer Wilding.
Well, that was a fantastic... I always started off like that. That was a fantastic interview with Spencer Wilding. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. I enjoyed the day. It was absolutely fantastic. And that brings us, Paul, to the end of the show.
It does, yes, it does. So, has this one been a short one? No, it's been over an hour again.
It's been over an hour, yeah, with a bit of cleverly edited. It'll be quite a shorter, but it's been great. To especially dive into the EA stuff.
Yeah, that's probably been the hottest kind of topic.
It has, yeah. It's kind of, when you think about it, though, Paul, it's kind of about overshadowing the release of The Last Jedi that's coming up in a couple of days' time.
It is, yeah. And I'm on my way up. I'm coming up to you to watch it on, so I'm on my way up Leeds way. So finishing work on the Wednesday night and travelling up, and then sit there till half 2 in the morning.
Half 2 in the morning. Yeah, yeah.
That's a bit cool.
What we'll do, Paul, as well, we'll do a bit of audio on the way there and we'll see if we can grab some audio of fans there as well.
Yeah.
We'll accost those people. Oi, you!
Yeah. Hopefully there'll be a few more people there compared to what was at what was it?
The Leicester Odeon one.
Yeah,
Rogue
the Leicester Odeon. Yeah, Rogue One.
Yeah.
It was pretty empty. There was a few people in the audience there who weren't from the UK, from America, I think they were, weren't they? Who were quite hyped for it and they really enjoyed it. So
yeah. In fact, I put them in the podcast, didn't we? We had them on
the
podcast.
You did, yeah.
What I would love to do, Paul, is get down on the stage and say, I run a Star Wars podcast. Can you all please say after 3, you're listening to Radio Free Endor? I would love to see if I can do that, Paul. Jump down and do it.
Yeah, well, I'm not with you though.
Yes, you are.
I'm just too shy for that kind of thing.
I'll do it, Paul. I'll do it. you just go. Yeah, you really.
I'll wait outside for you.
Yeah. Well, considering that it's sold out. I think it'll be a good night. I think the atmosphere will be electric, I tell you what.
Whereabouts will we be?
We're sitting near the back doors.
No, which place are we at?
It was the only place I could get tickets.
Can't remember the name of the venue.
We'll be going to the Showcase Leeds.
Cinema Deluxe.
Cinema Deluxe, yeah. So we'll be in the armchairs. Now, we're not... Unfortunately, the Atmos IMAX portion, I think it's screen 15, sold out. Well, I could have bought tickets, but I might joke about it, but we would really be sitting right at the front, right on the end, and you will not be able to experience it in that way. So I decided to get the next screen down in the middle, so we can enjoy it. It's still going to be a fantastic atmosphere wherever we sit.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be really, really good. I can't wait. Now, as always, if you really do like this show, please share it with your family and friends, and tell them about the show. We can only make this show better with more input.
Yeah.
And of course, you can find us on Twitter and on Facebook. We're also on Instagram. I must post more on Instagram, right? But Twitter and Facebook, I'm always posting on there. So you can find me on Twitter and on Facebook at Radio Free Endor. That's my name. Twitter and Facebook. It is at Radio Free Endor. And you can also find me at Jamie_R_Burns. And you can find Paul
at Cut and Run 22. That's CUTNRUN 22.
Yeah. Now, Paul took a break from Facebook, but so you can actually get him always on Twitter. He's always
Twitter's more my thing. Yeah,
Twitter.
Facebook is just it's just too social.
Too social.
I'm a social reject.
Now, you can also send us emails to radiofreeendor@gmail.com. What I'd love to do is, if anyone's got anything they want to ask or give us their mini reviews of either Rebels or Forces for Destiny or the trailers or anything like that, record it on your phone, send it over to radiofreeendor@gmail.com, and then we'll play it. We'll be happy to play it. Also, rate us. 5-star reviews are always good on iTunes as well. And like I say, you can. We also post a link to lip sync as well for when the show goes live. So you can listen to it any way you like, really, basically, can't you?
Yeah.
And also, as it's gearing up to Christmas, download our last Christmas podcast, the Endor Express. Last Christmas, I listened to the beginning of that, Paul, the other day, because all the Christmas songs on. It's a cracking one.
Yeah,
it's
put a lot of work into them, definitely.
We did, yeah. It's a cracking one. So, and same as our Endor November. That was a great one as well. So please have a look at them. Have a look at those two podcasts and tell us what you think of these intros. Give us some ideas for intros. We'd like them as well. And at the moment, I've wrote something very special for our next Christmas one. And I've got a very special guest that's going to be on that podcast intro as well. So it's going to be very special. I'm just finishing up a couple of drafts of it, and I can't wait to crack on with that. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So that's just me. All I've got to say is thank you for sitting with us and listening to us. It's been absolutely fantastic. And Paul, anything you want to say?
Yeah, just thanks for being there, and keep listening, please. Please do.
Yeah, please do. See you later. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Fat kid dropped a kick Lee in the head. I mean, look, getting on a bit now. I'm 45. I don't want to give myself an injury, but see if I can get close to his head. Are you recording this? Oh yeah, I would. It's pretty impressive for a 45-year-old.
I am scared.
Not bad, eh? 45, 67. Not bad for an old man. That's me, never going to work again.